let's talk about the most common challenges that NGOs face when thinking about contemplating digital transformation. So I've been working with NGOs and technology since 1990. That's 30 years. And I can tell you that the challenges have pretty much been the same. The technology has changed. So the most common challenge I hear is, we don't have the time, we don't have resources. Very common challenge that I hear all over the world. And I heard it here in Poland, I hear it in the United States. So with that challenge, the most important thing to think about is, what is the return on investment? What are the benefits? How does it make our organization more efficient? Or how does it allow us to deliver our programs or campaigns more effectively to our end user? So that's what you want to start thinking about, because sometimes you need to invest some money to actually save some money. And that's how you'll need to make the case to your decision makers, to your boards, to your funders, to your senior leadership team. The next challenge is a little bit maybe on the opposite spectrum, and that's, I like to call it shiny object syndrome. And this is when we get so excited about the technology and the gadgets, and we just forget about, the purpose of them, which is to make our organization more effective. So don't lead with the technology, lead with the humans. Okay, so the next challenge has to do with resistance or change management. It isn't, one thing I like to say is that the technology changes, but humans don't. And so you need to have a change management strategy along with a technical strategy. And your change management strategy needs to begin with senior leadership. You need their buy-in. And if you remember my first point, you need to talk to them about the benefits and the efficiencies and the effectiveness. Don't talk to them about the nuts and bolts of the tech itself. So once you get senior leadership buy-in, you also need to figure out if there's resistance. A lot of times staff members are used to doing their work in a certain way, and it may not be the most efficient way to do the work. And if there's a new system introduced, they're going to have to change the way they work. And people don't like that. So they need to be brought in and also have buy-in. Then they need training. They need to know how to use the system. The training also includes really good documentation until everybody is up to speed. And then finally, you also need evaluation because your needs don't stay the same. They change and the technology kind of evolves. And you want to have a process in place where you can continuously improve your systems and the use of tech. The next area that's often a challenge is a misunderstanding of the end user's needs. Now, the users could be your stakeholders, external, the people you're trying to serve, your clients, your supporters. And it often happens when we skip this very important step of doing some user research or surveys to find out what their perspective is, so we can design a new technology, whether it's a chat bot or whatever, so it really is meeting their needs. Or we misunderstand internal stakeholders' needs, the actual staff and others who will be using the system, and it's just not designed in a way that it's easy for them to use. So that can lead to a big challenge, of course. And then the last challenge that I'll touch on is workflow. This is a challenge in two different ways. First, it may be that the NGO does not really have a clear workflow, and they're just trying to get the work done, and it's chaotic. And then they think that all of a sudden a new technology is going to help them be more efficient, like and wave a magic wand and there you go. But you really have to think about what your workflow is and make sure that it's clear, and then you have a system that supports it. So those are some of the challenges. Time and resources. Make sure that you focus on the benefits and understand what the cost savings are. Shiny object syndrome, leading with the tech, don't do it. Change management, technology changes, humans don't. think about the end user's needs, whether it's internal stakeholders like staff or external stakeholders like your supporters, and also have a clear workflow in place before you introduce the technology.